We've been seeing a lot of cities fall as of the last couple videos, and I think it's because we're finally getting to that stage where AIs are really able to take over, I think, a lot of different sort of settlements because the technology is just there. There's this huge technology advantages now to make it very easy for a computer to take over other cities. And I don't know if we can say that this is the Second World War, but there's a lot of wars that are continuing to break out, and more cities, more and more borders are becoming a lot more clean. It's turned 368, and Rhodes has fallen to the Hittites, so the Greeks have been completely kicked out of Anatolia. So I believe that's how you pronounce it. I don't know that one either. So Greece is stuck here with only 4 cities. Who would have guessed that? And look at Argos. Argos is at 0 health, but no Austrian melee unit is nearby to take that city over completely. That is because Austria is now dealing with Bavaria. Austria's kind of screwed themselves there. The Huns will also be attacking Armenia once again because of the Netherlands-Hunnic war that broke out. Bavaria does not border the Huns, so Bavaria doesn't border the Netherlands, so there won't be any sort of thing going on there. Armenia is actually, whoa, I didn't even realize this. Armenia had been moving across Hunnic territory. That's going to be tough because now the Huns are going to have to defend themselves over here. They're actually closer to the capital. Well, here's the thing. I mean, the first few turns, the Huns are going to get destroyed. I'm sorry, the Armenian military is going to get pretty much destroyed because they have to reroute everything. They're all scattered all over the place. So, but I think given time, the Armenians might have a lot of luck here, taking over quite a few of Attila's cities here in the north. He might even take the Attila's capital. That would be big. Don't forget, though, the Hittites are also at war with Armenia, so if they decide to attack, then that will be tough for them. But I'm pretty sure the Hittites are pretty much done with Greece now that they've grabbed these 3 cities. And this city will not, Kufa will not be taken back because the melee unit was destroyed. The Alexander's melee unit was destroyed, so he can't take that city back. There is still a little bit of few skirmishes going on in the Mediterranean between the Italian alliance and Spain. We have France piecing out with Bohemia, so Bohemia is in a little bit better of a situation. France has attacked the Netherlands also, so let's not forget that. The Armenian Netherlands alliance and the French Hittite alliance actually serve to be something kind of interesting in this stage in the game, kind of late part of the game, because they both bordered each other. They both were doing okay, and both really have a lot to gain from this. We'll have to see which team wins, or if one team member wins out here in the west, and the other team member wins usually out here in the east. Not usually, but I'm just saying if it were to. Wow, that city's already about to fall. They took that over fast. Does Armenia have some sort of advantage over them? Not really. No technology advantage, just numbers. So just like that, a city will fall, and the siege of, I think, Attila's court will begin. Russia and Novgorod seem to be pretty distracted. They're going to take this city over, but Russia and Novgorod seem to be pretty distracted. I don't think they're going to be attacking Armenia or the Huns anytime soon, but you never know. You never know. This is a very good game for Armenia. Very, very, very good. How's Austria and Hungary doing? There's still a siege that the Goths trying so hard to take over Budapest, but it's not going to happen. And the siege of Brussels has begun. There's a lot of French troops here. Look at all these artillery weapons, and there's a lot of open terrain. You know what? I'm going to say it now. I think France is going to take over Brussels. This is several artillery attacks. So just like that, boom, first Hunnic city has fallen to Armenia in the Second Great War between the Armenians and the Hunnic Empire. But yeah, no, France is going to have a lot of success with all these artillery weapons. That's going to be huge. Thing is, though, you better watch Spain. Spain's still distracted somewhat by the Mediterranean, but this is all around going to be very big. The Greeks and the Goths versus the Netherlands and Armenia. So the Goths might go for this, but the Goths are a little bit too distracted but with the siege of Budapest to really, I think, have an advantage. Oh, they're actually going to go after the northern Hunnic city before Attila's court. That's smart. That's actually a lot smarter. That's a much better idea than being sandwiched in between these 3 cities. What are the Hittites doing? I'm surprised the Hittites haven't attacked this Armenian city. So Armenia is going to gain cities in the north against the Huns, but I think they're going to also lose cities to the Hittites back at home. Or maybe not. Wow, Greece might lose their capital here. That would be huge. I don't think so. That's still going to be tough because the Greeks still have a lot of reinforcements, but that would have been big. Argos in the red, but that won't get taken over either. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, because I've kind of been saying it the entire time, but I think the remaining part of this campaign is going to be very, very hectic. I think it's going to exponentially get more and more crazy, because we're already seeing it, really. We're seeing more cities fall than ever before in the series, and just a bigger impact overall, I think, is going to continue to occur these last 130 turns. But we'll see. So I just want to throw that out there for everybody. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that this campaign is going to only exponentially get crazier as we continue to see more and more cities fall, which is crazy. I'm really surprised, because now it's going to get easier and easier for an AI, obviously, to take things over because of technology, but also because the borders are starting to clean up. So boom, the Hittites will go after this Armenian city. So Novgorod did, in fact, get golds. Then we have the Moors here, I believe. Russia, Attila, Isabella, Armenia, the Hittites, Songhai, lots of silvers. I'm not even going to go over it. But anyways, yeah, so they won. They have won. And the Hittites have a lot of troops here stationed right next to Athens. I don't think they're going to be able to do it, but I got to give them, props for trying. They did try. Rome now trying to take back Sardinia from the Spanish Empire. And boom, Brussels will fall. Yep, there it goes. They took that over easily. And if they have luck in destroying Netherlands troops, then yeah, they will. Did France go yet? I don't even know if France went yet. But yeah, they'll certainly have, I think, a pretty good chance to take over Amsterdam too, which would be a big pickup for France, because they would be kind of lining off, Western Europe from the rest of Europe, kind of being that barrier. So boom, another Hunnic city has fallen. I think they're going to start to kind of stall out here, though. They're running out of units quickly, as well as the Hittite attack is going to kind of slow them down as well. As long as Armenia doesn't lose their capital, then they're going to be pretty set. Boom, Denmark has been kicked out of modern-day Finland. So this is going to lead to a bigger holds, navally, of course, that Novgorod is going to have over the Baltic Sea. So that needs to be a very big concern from Sweden. Sweden needs to watch that. Also, Lithuania needs to be very worried too. Where's Athens at? Athens is in the yellow, but it's not going to happen. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery, 5 artillery attacks, 2 melee attacks. I don't think that's going to be enough. Boom, there goes Brussels. What happened here? Oh, nothing. Yeah, see, Greece came and they just reinforced too hard. And boom, Sardinia will remain under control of the Spanish Empire. So they don't need to worry about this as much, which I'd imagine that Spain and the British will be going to war very soon for something else. The Huns ended up recapturing this city, but not for long. Yeah, definitely not for long. Denmark and Scotland really need to rebuild. They've had some time that passed by, but they're not rebuilding fast enough, I don't think. The British moving through French territory. Bam, that Hunnic city has been recaptured by the Armenians. British moving through French territory, which is interesting. I wonder who they're going after. That might actually end up being a bad thing. They're both going after somebody, but I don't know who it is. Egyptians staying very quiet, and yeah, Athens will not fall, but I got to give them credit for trying. The Goths still attempting to take over Budapest, but it won't happen there either. What's going after here? Hittites will probably take this city over. It's not a very big city. It wasn't where a lot of the Armenian power was coming from, but the Hittites are looking good. They're looking real good. Anything else? No. Again, as long as Armenia holds on to their capital, they'll be fine. They can lose a few cities. They do need to try to connect these two cities to their main empire. Eiffel Tower has been built by Ramses. Again, Egypt wonder whoring there in the southern part of the map. That is what Egypt does. I mean, what do we expect? It's a pretty normal thing for Egypt. Hungary still somehow existing in between, like trying to be, I don't know, just trying to be as secretive as possible. Maybe the colors will distract the Vandals and the Songhai, because I know they're both pretty powerful. They could easily take that city over, I would say in like 2 turns, maybe even 1 turn. Really surprised at the the kind of rebuilding that Portugal has done with their military. They've really rebuilt by quite a bit. So what is France doing? France looks like they're going to go through Switzerland territory to maybe attack Amsterdam. This is really giving France and the Hittites a lot more power. The French and the Hittite alliance seem to be the clear victors in this war between the Netherlands and Armenia. Too bad they didn't get a hold of Athens, but even if they did get a hold of Athens, it wasn't like they were going to be able to keep it. This actually might just be a big advantage for Egypt to take over Athens. I think that's what's going to happen. But at this point, is Greece really that powerful? I mean, is that city really going to be that much of an advantage? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So now the siege of Attila's court will begin from Armenia. Is there anything else that I can enact? Not really. Science funding, historical landmarks. There's really nothing else I can enact without having an impact on the game. Don't really want to have an impact on the game, so I'm just gonna skip over that. Assyria somehow still holding on, even though Babylon desperately wants this Assyrian city. Babylon could probably have some success if they attacked the Sumer. The Sumer looking weaker than before. Rome has denounced Spain. Seems likely. That seems about right. I think Egypt's going to get ready to attack Greece very soon. I think they're getting ready. And I don't know what the British and the Spanish are going to do, but I think they're going to attack France very soon too. I think the British, even though they have open borders, I think one of them is going to attack the French, and they should have success. I can't remember who the French and the British are at war with, but this is bad that they're moving like this. I guess it was good for Armenia, but you don't normally see something like that, where Armenia is moving through enemy territory just before they declare war, and then they have success. Usually they get decimated. That's typically what happens to their military within these tiles. Any new news from Novgorod and Russia? Not really. They're still staying quiet. Boom, Hittites have captured this city from Armenia. Let's see where they set their sights on next. There's a lot of land units here, but they only took that city over because of their navy in the Black Sea. I don't think they're going to have as much success, although Armenia has no military units. Yeah, they've got no military units. It's really, really hard to predict who I think are some major teams, besides obviously Egypt, Songhai Vandals, Novgorod, Russia. Outside of those teams, outside of those three teams on the perimeter of the map, I don't know. It's tough to say. It's very, very tough to say because there's a lot of strength growing in areas, but at any point I know that it could just crumble. Now, France picking up these cities are big, but because the Hittites are so far away, it's just tough for me to see them standing, upholding this land grab here. It's very hard for me to think that they can hold on to all this stuff without being attacked by Spain and Britain. Poland and Russia have peaced out, so Poland won't lose any cities. Oh, Bavaria wanted Warsaw, I see. And they're going to take over Warsaw, actually. They might even take over all of Poland. This might be an interesting little aggressive move by Bavaria. I'm surprised that Bohemia is still alive, and they control the World Congress, which is crazy. I'm not sure if it's because of the Forbidden Palace or what. The Goths, once again, continuing to attack Budapest. Wow, the Goths have really rebuilt their own military. They're looking a lot better, too. And the Armenians are going to be stuck in their newly acquired empire. The Armenians look like if I was a betting man and if I had enough money to bet in Vegas who I thought was going to be the next Cid that fall, I would say Armenia, to be honest. They are spread way too thin. The Hittites are looking stronger, and they don't really face as much of a threat. Team GG have... okay, so now the Hittites don't even have to worry about Team GG anymore. Assyria Milan, peacing out with Russia and Novgorod. They also need... Armenia has also acquired 2 cities here, which means that Russia is going to want these cities. The Huns are done. The Huns are just non-existent. They're really not going to play a big role, I don't think, anymore until someone takes them over. But yeah, I think Armenia could be the next civ to fall, especially because Amsterdam might fall. So they'll be by themselves very soon. Next turn, actually. Wait a second, what civ? Whoa, I wasn't even paying attention. I was not paying attention to this. I didn't even realize they were still at war. Oh, they took it back. Still, the fact that the British are still trying is crazy. The British-Spanish alliance, they're doing pretty good, I must say. Yeah, so I think obviously Spain and Britain are on most people's mind as kind of becoming this fourth great power. I mean, they are technically fifth in terms of team score. Fourth is the French and the Hittites. The Hittites will stay up there. The problem is that the French will fall. And that's 637 points contributing to Team 4 in fourth place. Thing is, though, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, Egypt has a huge... I mean, the Egyptian kryptonite are the Moors. And I think ultimately, one day, Songhai and the Vandals will take over the Moors. Bam, Netherlands took that over. The Austro-Hungarian alliance have peaced out with Team GG, which means they can set their sights on someplace else. The Netherlands have been destroyed, which means that the Armenians are now on their own, and the Armenians are already not looking that well. This capital might, in fact, fall. Is Egypt after Armenia? I guess they are. I didn't even know they were already after Armenia. So this Scottish city was once again taken by the British, but they're not going to hold on to it. It's going to be a back and forth for a while. Bavaria ended up taking over Warsaw. Wow. And now Poland is down to one city. Problem is that Bavaria is divided, and their alliance member in the east is non-existent. Like I said, the Huns are done. Huns are done. I mean, these are good big population cities, so they could rebuild quite fast, but I don't think they will have enough time to rebuild before someone declares war on them and destroys them. Let's see if the Hittites can get the job done. If they can take it, wow. It looks like they will. That is another big pickup for the Hittites. That's a huge, huge pickup for the Hittites. I will say that. If they can take this over, which I think they will. Plenty of artillery attacks, plenty of melee attacks. They can go after this city next. Very big city. 15 population, which would go down to about 7 or 8. That's if, no one starves. But they need to cut off Egypt because they don't need Egypt to take any more cities over. The Hittites just need to worry about the Egyptians right now. And the Egyptians are going to be distracted by Arabia. This is going to be a very interesting battle that goes on between the Red Sea and these fleets. The Babylonians could technically reinforce, perhaps. Yeah, the Babylonians might have some luck, maybe somewhat reinforcing the Arabian Empire. I mean, kind of. Babylon, if they get up mortars with the Sumer, could even put some pressure and take some cities back from Egypt. So I think Egypt's going to have to stop their onslaught of Armenia for now. Scotland once again has taken their city back in Scandinavia. I feel like this is too big of a distraction, too big of a waste of numbers for the British. I think they should focus on something else. Leave Scotland alone. Just leave them up there. Let them do their thing. I think that's probably a better choice, but we'll see. I want to see if the Hittites can take this over. Let's see. I don't know if they're using bam, they took it over. They didn't even have an air force. That's crazy. So bam, Armenia has lost their capital, and Armenia is down to a few cities. I'm sure. Is Russia? I would be surprised if Russia isn't already at war with them. I think they are. Anyways, we have a big next episode. More civs will continue to fall. I can't believe it. Just things are happening all over the map now. It's about time. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.